Hey guys, and welcome back to another chapter of Choose Your Own Minecraft Adventure. We are now in Chapter 6, and the vote went pretty well for Chapter 5, I believe. We didn't quite get the 45 I was looking for, but I figured if I waited any longer, well, we'd never get this chapter started. So, for those of you wondering how the vote went, well, I'm going to do something a little different this time. Hello, Mr. Creeper. Because nothing quite got to 45, I'm going to actually do, I think if there's time, the top two. And that would be number 1, build a string factory, and number 2, or rather number 3, was the other one that won. Go check out some caves. I know some of you guys don't find caves too exciting, but I figured this might work out pretty well because for one, building the string factory probably won't take much more than half an hour, I'm guessing. And that wouldn't make for a very long chapter. That'd be maybe 2 episodes at the tops. So I think we're going to go ahead and if things don't go too badly, if the Minecraft gods are smiling upon us, we will go ahead and check out the cave that the spider spawner is connected to. And if that turns out to be very small, then we're going to go and try and finish up our cave and see where that goes. Hopefully find another couple spawners in there too. Now, as someone mentioned in the comments of the videos for last chapter, I did forget once again to show you guys the interesting thing about our tree farm from 2 chapters ago. So I think let's go ahead and get up there, and I wanted to show you now. You do remember, I will say this, you guys remember how our tree farm and our house and everything is up very high. Well, the interesting thing, our trees grow so tall, they bump right into the build limit. I know, you were probably expecting something incredibly wowing, but when I first saw this, it was just one of those like, wow, my trees are very flat for some reason. Oh, that's right, we're way the heck up here. So yes, that's really all I wanted to show you guys. So, yeah. Alright, let's get down. Something else I wanted to get into, and I wanted to say a big thanks to Jamman388 for pointing this out to me. I now finally have a skin. Ooh. Let's see what that looks like from the front. Yeah. Mr. Pumpkin. You guys know I love pumpkins, and Mr. Jamman seemed to pick up on that. To be honest, I wasn't too thrilled with the skin when I first saw it. And then I realized, you know what? That actually looks kind of cool. I'm going to go with that for a while. So, I now officially have a skin. And you'll notice I've got a new set of iron armor, as our old iron armor was getting kind of beaten up and ragged from all that exploring and, well, fall damage. So, I believe without any further ado, any further delays, without wasting any more daylight, I want to go ahead and get to the spider spawner and try and get that thing locked down as quickly as we can. So I'm going to just double check real quick that we got everything, and I will meet you guys down in the sand pit. Okay, here we are. Finally down in the sand pit, or what's left of it. Before I go any further, I wanted to just kind of bring something up. I've been having a lot of trouble with FRAPS lately. It's not been actually recording any of the audio, or rather, it has been, but it's been incredibly static filled. It's been to the point where it's just terrible. I wasn't even going to record because it was so bad. But I decided to try a few things. I mean, I thought maybe it was because Windows 7 Service Pack 1 got installed, so I uninstalled that. That didn't work. And so I tried uninstalling a whole bunch of other things. I tried reinstalling FRAPS a few times. That didn't work either. Am I on hard? Okay. Hey, free dungeon. Works for me. Okay, so that half an hour thing I was guessing might be a little quicker than that. Anyway, back to my audio problems. So, tried a number of things, could not get anything to work. So at the moment I am trying recording the audio separately from FRAPS with Audacity. I have never done this before, so If the audio is out of sync or gets out of sync at any point, you'll have to forgive me. I am quite the noob at doing this kind of thing, so hopefully I can get things nice and sequenced up and it doesn't sound bad for you guys, but if it ever does, just know that's why. Oh, yeah. See, this is what I was talking about. If the cave with the spider dungeon in it was very tiny, we're going to have to do something else. Alright, so, for anyone who did not know, the way to keep the enemies from a spawning block like this from actually getting at you is you have to lock it down. By locking it down, I mean you place torches on all 4 sides. Some people go the extreme method of placing it on every block surrounding it for 8 torches, but I find 4 works best. Now, something to be careful of when you drop a torch, even though you've got these 4, every time you break a torch, the game recalculates the lighting, but first it actually calculates if the area is spawnable. So if this area was actually was dark enough to allow a spider to spawn, it would spawn, and then it would recalculate the light, and then it would update. So sometimes when you drop a torch, say when collecting mossy cobblestone, our very first blocks, ooh, be careful, because you can actually get a spider jumping on your face when all you've done is remove a block. Even when doing this, like I'm doing now, it can be a little dangerous. I'm sure you guys are dying to know what's in those chests too, aren't you? Oh, alright, let's find out. Oh, nice! Not the best one, but hey, look at that. For everyone who wanted a record, bam! Instant gratification just by coming back to this spider spawner. I was joking with myself yesterday. Wouldn't it be funny if when we came down to build this little trap, this factory of ours, that the chests contained records? And what do you know? Awesome. Wheat. Reminds me, we need to make a farm at some point. There we go, we have a saddle. Those are fun. You can actually ride pigs with those. You can't actually control what the pig does when you're riding it, but it's a lot of fun for about 2 minutes. And then it's like, oh, another saddle. Gee, thanks, Minecraft. What will I ever do? I know there's mods out there that allow you to actually control the pig when you use the saddle. Also, there are mods, I believe, that let you actually ride other mobs. I think there's one out there where you yourself can become a spider rider. For however dangerous that might be, but interesting nonetheless, I'm sure. Nice. Lots of mossy. Mossy is very nice. Now that we're here, let me get some of this out of the way. Okay. Since we're probably going to be spending a little bit of time here. Yes, game. I know. There are things nearby. Thank you. Okay, so, for anyone who does not know, a string factory is basically where we take this very spider spawning block and use it to our advantage. So instead of spiders jumping on our face and killing us all the time, we actually take that to our advantage of it spawning all the time in a controlled fashion. I'm sure I'm telling you guys things you already know, but just in case someone out there does not know what a factory is, I'm just going to go ahead and go over this. Basically what you want to do is set up some sort of grinder. Whether you use lava or water or some way of suffocating the mob, you find a way to kill them, and you find a way to get their drops washed away to a single collection point, thereby making it a factory that you can pretty much just AFK at, and just collect all the drops that come without any risk of danger or having to actually go and kill the mob yourself. So while I collect the rest of this mossy, I'm going to go ahead and think on a plan for how I want our factory to look. It's usually a good idea also to remove the entire floor. When you come across a dungeon, even if you have no plans of turning it into a factory, I have found in probably 9 out of 10 cases, there are interesting resources hidden under the floor. Maybe not in one this close to the surface, but that's usually the case. Man, look at that, 42 mossy. That's nice. This feels very open. I'm going to go ahead and block this off a bit. Give us a little bit of light. Hopefully nothing decides to walk in on us and say, "Hi, what's going on in here?" Okay. Let's see, first, let's do this. Which way would be best to go? We've kind of got this here, I don't have to fill it in. I think best would be to go this way. Alright, so kind of want to knock these out. Man, I am so not used to using stone picks. Okay, kind of like that. I am forgetting what I am trying to do here. Or rather, I've forgotten the design I wanted to use. Excuse me. Alright, let's go ahead and get these real quick. Hopefully nothing jumps our face. I remember when I first started playing this game, I used to just leave the torches on the floor, and that worked fine. For a little while. And then all of a sudden, I had all the torches down, but on the floor, and yet things were still spawning. So hopefully this works okay now. If not, that's what all the armor's for. Yeah. And something else, the faster the mob is spinning in the cage, the sooner it is that he's actually going to get spawned, so I don't know, that looks pretty fast, but I don't know. We'll have to hope it does not go badly for us. Okay, well, I'm probably going to just go ahead and speed the rest of this up, as I'm just going to be digging some channels and whatnot. Okay, I think we are just about ready to get started on actually constructing this thing now that I've got everything laid out. Basically, the way this one is going to work is I'm going to place source blocks, every other block back here, under the back of the wall. And that is basically going to force any spawning to have to occur on top of this cage, because mobs cannot spawn where water exists. So the water, they will spawn up here, they will jump off, they'll be annoying and stupid and climb walls from time to time, but for the most part, they'll just kind of stand here and get washed into this channel. Now, normally the 2 deep channel's good, but now that spiders can climb, it's slightly more problematic. But the last time I saw a design like this, it was not an issue. So there'll be source blocks of water back here, and it'll force them down this channel, and then they'll drop down to here. There'll be more blocks here, and they will then drop down into this channel, which, let's see. Yeah, I didn't make that long enough, but that should be okay, because then these 2 will drop off and form the water channel here. That will then... Well, actually, I got ahead of myself, sorry. What'll happen is they will get washed to here, and we are going to have lava waiting for them, hanging out right here with just this one little gap here. The water's going to come here, and there's going to be lava right here waiting to catch them, and there'll be a block right above the lava, preventing them from jumping into it, yet still getting killed quite handily. And then the water flow will continue out this way, and all we'll have to do is just stand here and go, I could use some string. You stand here for who knows how long, and then bam, instant string. Now, as you did hear me say, yes, we'll be needing lava. So I think once it's daytime again, good. We are going to need to do something a little crazy.